What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the RADcast. I'm Andrew Dimalanta. My friends call me Rogue Leader.
And I'm Nicki Dimalanta, and everybody calls me Dimmy.
So next week is Christmas.
Christmas is upon us.
Christmas is upon us.
If you celebrate it.
If you celebrate it. So, yeah, like you said, it's like, oh, yeah, we're talking to our daughter, like, oh, you ready to see, Nana and Papa next weekend? I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's next week.
Next week is Christmas. Yeah, it really snuck up on us.
Yeah, it was like, I have time. Good thing I already ordered, presents for certain people. It's like, oh, no, it's next week.
Well, because wait, let me look at a calendar. Hold on. Because it feels like Thanksgiving was like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
It was like 3 weeks ago or whatever. But yeah, it just kind of happened. And I feel like it's going to be that way until like the new year. I feel like that's kind of always the way it happens.
Yeah.
Because Thanksgiving and Christmas are so close together, it kind of feels like
Christmas and yeah.
And then New Year's.
New Year's is like right there.
So it's just like 3 holidays rapid.
Yeah.
I mean, I use air quotes, but I mean, I guess New Year's, it's a federal holiday. So I guess it's not like you celebrate in some, well.
Yeah, you do. Fireworks. America.
I know I've said it before. Fireworks are so dumb. Unless it's a professional show, fireworks are dumb. Anyways, that's just me being a D-bag.
Yeah, now I kind of like looking at it now, I kind of understand why people start putting up decorations at like November 1st.
Yeah, because you want to have time to appreciate it.
Yeah, because if you don't do it until December, it's like it sneaks up on you.
Yeah. Yeah. It sure does. Mm-hmm. And also because depending on the extent to which you decorate, mm-hmm. you want your efforts to be able to be appreciated fully.
I wanted to decorate the outside just to be festive.
I knew you wouldn't.
I
fucking knew you wouldn't.
It's not like we wouldn't. It's just we just never got around to it. It's like, oh, I really want, because like I wanted to put like either bells or something on the lights.
Yeah, I knew it would.
And then a wreath happen. And next year.
If I could have bet my entire bank account on that, I would have. And I would have made a lot of money.
It also means we have to go out and buy stuff, and it's like,
that too.
Don't want to buy new things.
And yet again, Justin absolutely calls me the fuck out. Not calls me out, but but he made a comment about like, oh yeah, don't forget once Christmas is over, get those discount Christmas decorations. I'm like, you fucking know I'm not going to. I always talk about it. I really do want to.
We should.
I just never do.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then I just don't.
Because I had that idea of like not a Christmas wreath, but like a decorative wreath. So we can just put it up in October, decorate it with Halloween shit. Once Halloween is over, decorate it, take those out, put fall shit in it for Thanksgiving.
You just have little things that have like little sticks and you can stick it in the wreath.
Yeah.
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 Or like little clippies.
Yeah. And then take it out and put it for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I think that would be fun to do.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm just kind of like.
Why did we throw our other wreath away?
It just got old and dingy.
Just got old and dingy, or
yeah. It had like I don't know if I think like flies.
Yeah, I think
were made of the nest if to flies make nests.
With I don't know,
but because I think that was a thing at one point. It just got it was really old.
I think we need to store it better. I don't think we stored it in the best place. I guess. Well, it was in the garage, but it was also I don't know what happened to it, but.
It was old.
Yeah.
We had it for years. I think we bought that when we were in an apartment.
Did we?
It was old. And it didn't even look good.
Yeah, it was it
just looked kind of like.
I think, yeah.
Maybe there was a cobweb or two.
I don't know. But I would like to do that next year.
Always.
Yeah. Your mom got me that cool, like, one of those projector lights with a bunch of Star Wars heads on it.
All you gotta do is stick that in the ground. Is that out?
But it looks dumb if it's the only thing that's on the house, because like our neighbor across the street, they had lights up and they got like these inflatable things. Like, oh yeah, that is a competition. But
see, here's where I come from with outside decorations.
You never did it.
We never did it growing up, and for good reason, because we lived in an area where nobody was going to see it.
Secret garden.
I lived in an area where we did not even see our closest neighbor. Mm-hmm. So what was the point of decorating? So we didn't. Mm-hmm. There was no point. Oh, so we can see our own lights when we come home from like going to the mall on the weekend or something? Cool. You can see it for the 5 seconds it takes to get out of the car and into the house.
Yeah.
Nobody was going to see it. So I don't remember ever us bothering with it because there was no point. So maybe after 18 years of never decorating the outside of the house, I'm just kind of like,
yeah. But
I enjoy seeing other people do it. It's a lot of effort and it also jacks up your energy bill.
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not a fan of. But
in this economy,
yeah, exactly. But I also just I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe from so long not doing it that I just don't I don't feel the need.
Yeah.
Even though I live in a real neighborhood now.
But you did decorate your mom, I should say.
Yes, I did not.
Yeah.
I helped.
Your mom
once I got to a certain age.
is the queen.
My mom is the queen
of Christmas trees.
Christmas trees specifically. Yes, we did just recently count. She has 27 Christmas trees.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, she has so many Christmas trees that we had to develop criteria for what counted as a tree.
Yeah. Like little statues of
like
trees.
little figurines. She has a couple little like cute glass trees, and we were like, those don't count. We were like decoratable trees.
Yeah, if you have to decorate them outside from just putting them out.
Like they have branches that you could put things on.
Mm-hmm.
Decoratable trees counted. A picture of a tree. She has like this cute like sequin tree that she hangs up on the pantry door. That doesn't really count.
Yeah.
She has little glass tree figurines
Doesn't
that
really
go on, the kitchen counter. Those don't really count. So we counted decoratable trees, and they go from this big because they're on the bathroom counter
to the main tree.
To the main tree that's like 50 feet tall with like 10,000 lights.
Yeah.
That twinkle beautifully.
Oh yeah.
I might say.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she's always Christmas has always been her thing, and she's always decorated a lot. Which you would think that I would have inherited that. Jean?
Not really.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I do like how I posted it on my Instagram stories, and two of our friends were like, "Oh man, goals."
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
But the other thing with me is that I look at it, I'm like, I'm just the point of it is to feel cozy and Christmassy and into the holidays, which is fun. And I did love that as a kid growing up in that. It was magical.
Yeah.
It made Christmas that much more fun. But as an adult,
You actually have to do it.
I look at it like, yeah, we got to go through the pain, the trouble of putting it up. And then, yes, you get to enjoy it for a month or so or whatever. And oh, wow, everything's so cozy. Look at the lights. And then once the new year happens, I got to clean all that shit up now. I'm like creating a problem for myself to have to solve later. I already got to clean normally. I don't want to clean up other shit that I don't want to make a mess that I got to clean up now. I don't know.
Well, it's not like I would like to decorate, just not to the extent that your mom does it. Like every room, is like
the bathroom has
to
trees
the
in it.
brim, with Christmas shit.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful and I love it. But I don't know. And also, we just don't have
that many decorations.
Many decorations she has like probably bins and bins and bins and bins worth of. They all go up in the attic.
I think the extent we went to one year, we put tinsel around that big clock in the living room.
The extent.
Yeah. It was the Christmas tree, a couple of the stockings,
garland.
Garland. Yeah. Around that was
tinsel distracting.
Yeah. You find tinsel distracting?
You don't know what that's from? You don't know if that's a reference?
Is that a Seinfeld reference?
Yes.
You know I don't do Seinfeld.
Festivus. Frank Costanza.
Oh, that's what it is.
He has the Festivus pole because he finds tinsel distracting. That is another staple of Christmas time. Gotta watch the Festivus episode.
Festivus episode, yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that has become such a meme that like you can go to certain stores and actually find Festivus holiday cards.
I'm surprised they don't sell festive poles as a joke, as a gag gift or something.
I bet somebody on Etsy does.
You can upcharge the shit out of somebody for, hey, it's a Festivus bowl.
Probably.
And it's just a big metal rod. It's a metal rod, right? Not a...
I want to say it was aluminum.
Aluminum? Wow.
I think. I'd have to watch the episode again, but I thought he said it was aluminum or something like that. But yeah. Speaking of TV shows and whatever... Usually all these shows have, Christmas time. They have their Christmas episodes and whatever. Who cares? Let's talk about a Christmas movie.
Christmas movie.
And this is coming from somebody who admittedly does not watch a lot of movies. So my frame of reference is small. But like I do have three movies that I will watch every single year.
Yeah.
Multiple times, probably, over the course
You already have.
two of them.
Two of them you've watched.
Not a lot. Maybe
several times.
Maybe like 2 or 3 times. Don't fucking make me out like I'm sitting here studying for the Schmodown. God damn. I've still watched them like twice each. Home Alone. Home Alone 2. Lost in New York. And then also How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original
We haven't watched
animated
that
one.
Yeah, we haven't watched that one yet.
Well, that one we usually, I don't watch it unless it's Christmas morning and we're opening
I
presents.
think we reserved that one for Christmas Day.
Yeah.
But I think we've had this conversation before. Which one do you like better? Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2? Which one do you think is superior Home Alone? Because we've had this conversation. Home Alone 1 was kind of like a almost semi-serious movie to an extent. Very
semi-serious, loosely
semi-serious. Yeah.
And then it became much more self-aware.
Yeah.
And almost like a caricature of itself in the second one.
That's what I appreciate about the second one. It's very self-aware of
it
itself.
knows that this is ridiculous. Yeah. How could this happen again? I do think for that reason, if I would judge, okay, which one's a superior movie by which one. If I had to just sit on the couch and pick one to put on and just do nothing but watch this movie, I think I'd pick the second one, Lost in New York.
I think another reason you would pick the second one is no spider.
Well,
the first one has several scenes with the Bud's tarantula.
Buzz. Oh, yeah, no, that tarantula's gross. I can't watch it. My mom was like, hey, remember that part where the tarantula is by the toilet or whatever? And I'm like, no, because I never look at the screen when that tarantula comes up. So no, I can't. I can barely tell you what happens in any scene where you see that spider. I'm extremely arachnophobic. I'm itchy just thinking about him.
And another thing that I do appreciate about the Home Alone movies is Kevin's smart and anything, but when it comes to his relationship with his parents, he doesn't treat them like, that stereotypical, all adults are stupid, and the adults aren't stupid in certain senses. They are for leaving their kid alone on Christmas.
That goes without saying.
That's the whole point of the movie. But like when he's shitty to his parents, it's a typical kid being shitty to his parents.
Yes. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Because I'm actually surprised with myself for liking Home Alone so much because I usually hate child actors.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not alone in that. Child actors suck most of the time.
Most of the time. Yeah. You'll find gems every once in a while.
Every so often you get a Haley Joel Osment Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
But then you get, other horse shit. Like the other Home Alones, like 3 and beyond. Which I've never even seen, but I can guarantee you they're dog shit. But and I never will watch them.
Yeah.
And the sheer principle.
Those ones have the classic, hey, well, let's try to recapture the magic.
And
of
the kids
first
like
two.
Look into the camera with like some dumb look on their face, and no. But I should dislike Home Alone and Home Alone 2, but I don't. They're the best. They're my favorite top holiday movies. I don't know why. Like, maybe it's because it does feel more like, that would be something he would say. Like in the first one, when he gets, sent to the attic after, they spilled the milk all over the tickets and they put the tickets in the microwave to dry them off and all that bullshit. And she's like, how would you feel if you woke up and we were all gone? What a case of foreshadowing, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I hope I never see you I have never seen any of you again or something like that. I hope I never see you again.
It's like,
a kid would say that. Absolutely.
Yeah. In that situation too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're in that situation, that kid with their little peanut brain, all they're trying to do is hurt the parent. They don't really know the gravity of what they're saying. They just know that they're trying to be a shit in that moment because they're feeling angry. And that's how kids express it a lot of the time. But it seemed very realistic. And I'm not sure how it would be if it was annoying, like stupid, like making the parent out to be like dumb.
The Nickelodeon effect of the
bumbling
stupid parent that's never there type of thing.
And while yes, they were dumb as hell for leaving him home while they were in France.
Yeah, but Kevin was being a little shit.
He was being a shit. I mean, the parents are dumb as hell for
not
triple checking with when you have a gaggle of however many kids.
Yeah,
I should know how many kids are in that scene.
The McAllister house, like the parents, I think it's Kevin, and then he has an older brother and a sister, and then he has
like 80 cousins.
Yeah, and the oldest child
the oldest girl was counting, and she counted the neighbor boy.
She's a cousin, right? I don't remember. Her parents.
She counted the little neighbor boy and thought it was Kevin because she wasn't looking at him. She just touched his little head.
Yeah,
and kept on going about her day. So the parents are dumb for not double checking, especially when you got. How do you go through like TSA? I mean, I know that it was a different time back then, but like, how do you get that far? Anyway, it's a movie. If it hadn't happened, you wouldn't have a movie.
Yeah.
If the parents weren't kind of dumb, you wouldn't have a movie. Yeah, I saw somebody like tweeted or something like, if Home Alone happened today.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a cartoon of Kevin waking up and like looking around, nobody's there. And he goes, "Hey mom, where is everybody?" "Oh shit, we're at the airport. We'll be back in a second." The end.
Home Alone for 5 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I do like the Nickelodeon Disney parents are just like bumbling idiots who, first of all, are barely ever there, like you said, and they'll be like on their phone and they'll be like, and they'll just like drop it, and they're just like bumbling morons.
Yeah.
Kevin's parents, dumb, but not that dumb.
Yeah.
Their interactions did seem realistic.
Yeah.
For a movie.
Yeah. But another thing that I did think like on the parents being shitty is like they're in first class while the kids are in coach. It's like,
I know
that's
a couple of people that used to do that.
But that's come on.
Not my parents. Not my parents.
Yeah.
100% not my parents. But I do know somebody who would do that. But yeah.
But that I don't not only sucks for the kids, but everybody else in economy. That's like, where
are your parents?
Fuck are your parents?
Yeah.
Because those kids,
they're rambunctious. I mean, when you got that many
kids,
and they're at like that age, I feel like when kids hit a certain age, the more that they're around, the more gather in one place, their annoying level grows exponentially.
Yeah.
With every new kid that you add when they're in a certain age range, and if they have a certain personality type.
Yeah.
But
by themselves, I noticed with kids by themselves, maybe easy to work with, but especially with my family, when we all got together, that's when everything just like
all hell breaks loose.
All rules are out the door, all gloves are off. We're getting into some shit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Can we also talk about what a piece of shit and one of the biggest villains in movie history, Kevin's fucking Uncle Frank? What a piece of shit that guy is.
Mr. Cheapskate.
Oh my God. You little jerk.
Yeah.
And then he like convinces his wife to like steal the little crystal salt and pepper shakers on the plane or whatever.
He did a ton of shit that I was like, who does that?
The only good thing that came out of Uncle Frank, I think that was his name, was in the second one when he's like, "Do the cool jerk."
Oh, you're cooking, Frank.
That was funny.
What did Kevin say? If you come in there, I'll never feel like a man or something like that.
Something like that. I forgot about
Who the fuck talks to their nephew like that?
That's hilarious. The one redeeming part of Uncle Frank. The rest of the movie, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But
your dad's paying good money for this trip. It's like, oh, you do nothing to contribute to this trip.
Yeah.
Other than
complain and bitch the whole time.
Yeah, mooching off of your is he his brother or his brother-in-law?
I think his brother. But yeah, no. I fucking love Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
I'd also love to know what the families do for a living. Because there's an uncle and aunt that live in France, or they go to France every year.
Oh, I think
they live in New York and they visit Paris every year for Christmas.
Something like that. Because the second one I think was the brother had the apartment or whatever, the house.
Yeah, the house. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the McAllisters had money. Look at that house.
Yeah. Like what? What
that
do
house
you do?
Was tremendous. Yeah, I would love to know what Kevin's mom and dad
I think
did.
Frank's the brother-in-law.
He might be a mother-in-law.
Yeah, because if he was another McAllister, then he would pay for himself and he wouldn't be so cheap.
Yeah. Also, Marv and Harry, hilarious, very funny.
There's so many times they should have died in that movie.
I mean, in Home Alone 2 alone, that scene. It usually when things are so outlandish, especially when a kid is involved, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This is such a dumb movie.
Yeah.
But the fact that Kevin McAllister in the second one is on top of like a building and he takes 4 bricks. That would be a great Schmodown question. How many bricks does Kevin throw and actually connect with Marv. I always confuse their names.
Yeah.
The fact that he's like on top of a building and he throws 4 bricks and they hit Marv dead in the middle of his fucking head.
Get a New York Jets contract. Come on.
Like the precision and accuracy that you 100%
would have
precision.
The first one would have knocked
100% accuracy.
Yeah.
That this kid hit through 4 blocks and all 4 blocks hit him dead center in the face. Didn't miss at all.
Yeah.
Like, wow. And I would like to think that Marv would be unconscious or dead.
He'd be unconscious, yeah.
But what I do need to do is I need to go through and watch those, like, a doctor reacts to Home Alone injuries for Marv and Harry. And they're like, yeah, they probably would have been dead halfway through this movie. Like, the fact that Harry gets his head set on fire.
Yeah.
And then he does, like, a full-on handstand.
The fire goes up his face. It's like, what?
So good.
Why? One, you didn't feel that. You have to wait till you see it in the mirror. Two, you do a handstand.
Well, didn't he, like, smell something? He's like, what's on? Like, didn't he smell fire?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. And then he does a full-on handstand to lower himself into a toilet to put the fire out. And his head, no blistering, just his hat burned away a little bit.
It's a classic.
I don't really care. Usually stuff that's wildly unrealistic like that bothers me, but it doesn't bother me at all in these movies.
Yeah.
Because they're works of art. And I watch them every year.
Without fail. Yeah.
Without fail. But yeah, if I had to pick one, I think I'd pick the second one just because it is a little bit more ridiculous. It's a little bit more outlandish.
And self-aware, yeah.
And also Tim Curry is so good.
Oh, yeah.
He is amazing. Like, in that role. Oh my God. So good. You've never seen him in Rocky Horror Picture Show, have you? Have you ever seen that?
I've seen clips of it.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen the whole thing.
I haven't watched it in years and years and years and years.
There are several things that you would think, oh, you went to school for film, you should have seen it, right? It's like, well,
you would think.
I've seen clips of it. I've analyzed scenes, but I haven't sat through the entirety of the films.
There's a couple of and you know how few movies I've seen. There's a couple movies that I've seen that even I'm like, what? You haven't seen that?
Yeah.
Titanic, Rocky Horror Picture Show, American Psycho, to name a couple.
Yeah, that's another one I think we watched a scene on.
I don't know why I watched it and you didn't.
Yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I don't know why I watched that, but you didn't.
Yeah.
But there's a couple movies that I'm like, wow, I'm surprised.
There's a couple.
Did you ever actually watch Rosebud?
Yes.
I don't think Bibbs watches this, which is probably a good thing.
It's been so long since I've seen it. If I were to watch it again,
Citizen Kane.
Yeah. If I were to watch it again, I'd probably be like watching the first, because I've only seen it once, and that was in freshman year, junior year.
I watched it in, I think, my senior year of high school.
Yeah. I watched it for one class just because we had to.
Yeah.
I was like, whew. There was that other movie that I wanted to see. It's like a 4-hour film by it was from one of my first film classes. Was it
one of those like classic 4 hours?
It was like 4 hours long, and I'm like, it was Birth of the Nation.
That might sound kind of right. I don't know.
It was one of those old ones. It was 4 hours long, and it was something that everybody in the film program was like, it was sort of like initiation into like studying film.
Sounds like, boring as hell.
It was
hard pass.
And it's like, we all had to sit through it in class. It was one of those classes where it had 400 students. So it's like, and I would take pride in it because like after hour one, you'd see like 10 people get up. Hour two and leave because they're like, I'm done with this. I'll watch it later, right? Because we had to write a paper on it. And then hour two goes by, 20 more people leave. By the end of it, there's maybe like 5 of us in the room. I'm like, I did it. I sat through the entire thing.
No thanks.
Yeah, it was rough to get through because it was so long.
Going back to Christmas because that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I thought of one more Christmas movie. Up for debate. Die Hard.
Yeah, it is not Christmas until Hans falls off of Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that it's like a meme to debate if that's a Christmas movie or not.
It is.
I feel like it is because, you hear Christmas music. It happens during the holidays.
The whole point of him being there is to spend Christmas with his family.
With Holly Gennaro.
Yeah.
And also, he writes, ho, 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 ho. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Christmas. So, I think it is just an action Christmas movie. And yes, that is something that we try to watch every year.
Yeah, something that I wanted to start watching again, but I haven't because you were never into them, were the Christmas claymations, because you don't like claymation.
I don't like claymation. And like, Frosty the Snowman. My dad loves Frosty the Snowman. Loves the claymation. There's another one with the guy and he's got a beard and he's a lumberjack. I forget what it's called, but I think he likes that one too.
There's like several of that. Because there's the classic
Abominable Snowman.
Yeah, there's that one. There's the story of Santa Claus that I used to always watch. Rudolph, I always watch.
You can watch those by your damn self.
I gotta find out where I can stream them. I don't know who owns them.
I don't like
one of the streaming services. It might be on Netflix. I don't know, but I do want to start watching those again.
I don't do claymation. I also feel like Wallace and Gromit.
That is
absolutely. It terrified me growing up, and everything claymation just makes me think of that,
Wallace
and I just don't like it.
I mean, you like Kubo? That's claymation or stop motion, I should say.
Yeah, that is doable. That's doable for me, but I don't know. I'm just not a big claymation person.
Yeah, but I want to start watching those. There's like stuff like that. I usually watched.
A Christmas Story, overrated.
That I if you like it, good for you. It's just never. It was never my.
I think I watched it one time to be like, what is all of the hubbub about? And I watched it. I'm like, this is not for me.
I've heard the new one is pretty good because it's a sequel basically. The kids all grown up now, and I think the reason people like it so much because it's more relatable. Because if we were to watch the old one now, it's like all it is just a kid complaining about not getting what he wants for Christmas and blah 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 blah. I think that's why I never really liked it. But I think if I watch, and what I've heard of the newer one is that it's instead of him not getting what he wants for Christmas or whatever, it's him trying to relive those moments and create it for his kids. So it's like that seems far more relatable to me than him as a young kid. So I've watched it maybe once or twice. I never really got it. I was like,
it goes back to kid actors being annoying. That's really all it boils down to.
Yeah, I just don't get the hype behind it. I'd much rather watch like, It's a Wonderful Life. That's another thing that.
No, it depresses me. I think.
Really?
It's a Wonderful Life is not a movie that I think I watched it in that film class I took in my senior year.
Yeah.
And it's not. Maybe I should give it one more chance as an adult, but I don't think it's a movie that I'd sit down and be like, yeah. I want to feel depressed. Like I know that it ends happy. I think.
Yeah, it's him finding the true
God blesses
meaning of
everyone,
Christmas.
but I don't think that's the same movie.
The Muppets Christmas Carol or whatever the hell it's called.
Pass.
Really? That's another one I used to watch, religiously on Christmas.
Pass.
Really?
Yeah.
Aww.
I like Muppet Babies, but I don't really like grown up Muppets.
Really? Well, I can see why.
I don't know.
It's very old.
I think Miss Piggy's annoying as fuck.
Oh, Frank Oz, come on.
He voices Miss Piggy?
Yes.
And he does Kermit too, right?
No. Somebody else does Kermit. I don't know who does this, but I know Frank Oz does Miss Piggy.
Oh, well.
No.
No, she's annoying as hell. Yeah. Exhibit A.
Oh, Kermit.
So dumb.
I always found that really strange. Like, why a pig and a frog?
Hey, man, love is love.
Love is love, but it's like it's such an odd pairing.
Love is love. Okay.
And then when I think they have kids and they're frogs. It's like
they have kids.
I think they do.
Ew.
I don't know.
Ew.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I hope that's not true.
I know there are like small little frogs that would show up every once in a while. I don't know if they're kids, but
I feel like Peanuts Christmas is a thing.
Yeah,
I've
never
been into
really
Peanuts.
gotten into Peanuts.
Charlie Brown's Christmas. Charlie Brown is another one who's like, wow, you're so fucking annoying. And that one kid who's just dusty all the time.
Yeah.
Like, bro, shower.
Yeah. And what's her face always moving the ball.
Yeah, it's like, Charlie Brown, come on, man. Fool me once. God damn. Like, how many times are you going to let her do this to you?
Stand up for yourself, Charlie Brown.
I'm not a big fan of that. I'm trying to think of any other, like, I feel like National Lampoons probably have a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Probably haven't seen it.
I've seen it once.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
It's another one of those, if I would watch it, I would be like, oh, this is the first time I've seen this.
Yeah.
I mean, Christmas music. I try to be listening to Christmas music, and you're like,
you're such a dad.
You're making fun of me for it's like, come on, we gotta get in the holiday spirit. Christmas music.
We were driving somewhere just the other day, and I was about to connect to the Bluetooth and play DJ in the car, and I'm like, hey, yo, what do you want to listen to? And he like turns on old man music station.
That's the only station that plays it like constantly.
I know.
It's like 97 Rock.
Yeah. No, Christmas music is, it is nostalgic.
Mhm.
There's certain songs better than others.
Yeah, because we were just talking about that because we were all we've been trying to get more into K-pop and stuff like that. It's like, what about Christmas K-pop? It's like it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, no. That's an area where I'd be like, no, I feel like I gotta listen to the classics, if you will. What's your take on like current popular singers doing their own renditions of classics?
It depends on the song and who's singing it. Because Michael Bublé with it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Michael Bublé just has one of those classic voices,
that
like
fits.
one of those crooner voices. Josh Groban,
Christmas.
The two of them are just like, yeah, no, you guys can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
it's fine.
The
voice is so beautiful. You can do whatever you want.
That's another thing. It's like we're still singing the songs from like 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah, and just redoing the same song.
And I think it's so hard to make Christmas music that will stick.
Original new Christmas music. I don't
What's
think
the last original Christmas song that is like a staple now?
Well, if I without doing any research, I feel like probably one of the most contemporary songs that is pervasive gotta be All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah. That's like the last.
I feel like that's one of the most contemporary Christmas songs that is never going away, ever.
Yeah.
They just said, what's the age-old joke? That they just put Mariah on ice all year and then they defrost her when Thanksgiving comes around? And they just prop her up for December?
Yeah.
And while the track plays behind her.
NSYNC had a pretty good Christmas song, right?
Well, NSYNC is NSYNC. Everything they did was great. So... yeah. Oh, they do the Merry Christmas, Happy.
That was a pretty good one. But
that's a good one.
Yeah, it doesn't stick quite as hard.
It does for me. It is a good song. I forgot about that song.
Yeah, that's what I said. The last like original piece of Christmas music to come out in forever. That's
like an automatic classic.
Automatic classic.
Maybe it's Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Oh. Yeah.
It's just so hard to meet that formula. You know what I mean? Of like, oh, yep. Got to listen to that during Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. And usually when I hear like, today's pop artists try to do their own rendition, I'm like, ugh.
Just give me the original. Yeah.
I mean, every so often you find one that's like, ooh, I like that even better than the original.
Yeah.
Like there's on the American Idol, there's like an American Idol CD soundtrack that came back in the day. It came out back in the day when like Kelly Clarkson had won. Spoiler alert. But like, was she the first one to ever win American Idol?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's how far back it was, I guess. Yeah. She does a rendition on that American Idol holiday CD album of Oh Holy Night. That's like the only version of Oh Holy Night I ever want to listen to.
Oh, nice.
At least by a female singer. But yeah, I love that version of it. That's like my favorite version of Oh Holy Night. But yeah, Christmas music is pretty nostalgic, especially because I grew up going to a very religious private school for my entire life, from the age of 3 until the day I graduated. And all we did was sing religious songs and church songs all the time. And they're all never leaving my head because of how many times we did it. So because Christmas is a religious holiday at its
core, yeah.
At its core, I mean, it's very commercialized now, but at its core, it's based in religion. So a lot of religious songs are associated with it. So yeah, I remember doing Silent Night in German.
German?
Very angry.
Do you remember that?
The only lyrics I remember is that Silent Night, Holy Night is Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht. That's all I remember.
Oh my God. You've never told me that.
Yeah. I don't know why we did it in German, but it was rough. Yeah.
Wow.
Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht. I'm sure I could look it up and be like, oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, we did German Silent Night at one time in chorus.
No, I did orchestra. So we had our winter concert and then our end of the year concert.
I miss that because I did chorus from the first time that whenever they first started letting us be a part of a chorus, if like first grade, I was part of a chorus all the way until I graduated. And I miss that.
Have any solos?
One of the things that I'm the saltiest about. Always and forever.
No. I struck a nerve.
One of the things that I still to this day am salty about is that my music teacher, who was probably my music teacher for a vast majority of my time growing up, her name was Mrs. Evans. And I'm not too worried about saying that because Evans is not a very unique name. I won't say her first name because I think I remember it. It's between two different versions of the same name. But there was a solo, and I think it was for Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And I was trying to lock it down. And it was, I guess, I don't know. I don't remember how it went at that time. We were so young, but it was basically between me and another girl. I won't say her name, but it was between me and another girl that you may or may not have met. I don't know. And
call her Jessica.
Sure, but that's not her name. But the only reason she got that solo over me was because she sang louder. Fuck you. That's what microphones are for. She sang louder, but she also sang very nasally and I can hear her little 7-year-old voice still singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow because it made me so fucking mad that she got that solo over me because she sang it louder. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, that's a problem you see nowadays. Like people are like equate belting to better singing with good singing. It's like not necessarily.
Dog. Sometimes, like, sure.
Sometimes, yeah. But like I've always been one to like for any kind of like performing or arts or something like that. If the greats are able to do it great up here,
yeah,
and then down here, you should be able to belt it up, and you should also bring it down, and be just as good.
Yeah,
and for a lot of people that you've seen is like they can belt, but then once they go down to like here,
it's a little shaky.
It gets shaky, and like you can tell that they don't really do that. Their strengths up here. It's like the greats can do it all over.
I agree.
So, I don't know.
I agree.
I just played violin for 6 years. First chair concertmaster for junior and senior year. So
I think I had a couple solos when I got older. I definitely did a couple like duets, trios, and quartets and quintets with some of my girly friends and stuff. But that one solo, I'm still mad about that to this day. I want to call Ms. Evans, be like, hello? You want to have tryouts again? Call her up. I'm sure she.
You think she still sings? Because you sing every once in a while. I'll catch you.
I don't know if she does. The other girl?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was like best friends with that girl. But I was like, bitch, just because you're louder doesn't mean you're better. I can be loud now too. But yeah. No, the one thing Christmas-wise I did do in chorus made my mom cry like a little baby.
Yeah, I've heard this story
several
times.
I forget what grade. I want to say it was like 4th grade. And I don't know what balls I had at that age because I was a very timid little child. But I remember I went to Mrs. Evans and I was like, hey, do you mind if we do Somewhere in My Memory from Home Alone? John Williams, right?
Yeah.
I was like, do you think we could do that for the winter concert as like the big number, the big song? And she was like, word.
Oh, like, word? Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to make up to me for not giving me that fucking solo for Somewhere Over the Rainbow? Is that why you're trying to make it up to me now? Anyways, she agreed. She agreed. And I don't think I told my mom. I had to ask her if I ever told her or if she didn't, if she found out at the concert. But yeah, we sang because my mom has always loved listening to the choruses that I was in growing up. She was like, something about, all of your voices together. It sounds so
and she loves that song too, right?
Oh yeah. And so yeah, she listened to it, cried like a little baby. I'm like, hell yeah.
Got her. Yeah, I think we actually did play that in orchestra one year.
It's classic.
Yeah, it's good. I at any point in like, because we'd also have to do the stuff that our teacher would suggest, like, all right, we're gonna do this for this year, and like every so often, like, can we do a John Williams piece?
Could you do the Imperial March?
I did for so long. I think from my sophomore year on, I always like for not the winter concert, but for the end of the year concert, I'm like, can we do Star Wars? Can we do Star Wars? Can we do Star Wars? And he's like, I'll think about it.
He probably likes Star Trek.
I don't know. But my senior year of high school, the end of the year concert, he's like, all right, this is what we're playing. This is what we're playing. And it's like, and we'll play this. And he's like, and I finally goes, all right, and this is the next piece we're gonna go into. I'm like,
Did a little pee pee in your pants?
Yeah, I was like, finally.
What was it?
It was the main theme. Finally, it was a mixture between the opening crawl theme and the Jedi and Twin Binary Sunset. I think it went in between those. It was one of those compilation ones.
Cute.
But I peed my pants because like for 3 years I was asking him like, come on, just once, please, just once. And my senior year he finally did it. It was as like a thank you, goodbye, send out.
Do you remember how to do it?
I probably could. I mean, we busted out the violin every once in a while when our daughter's like, I want to play Daddy's violin. And like...
Random.
Yeah, just randomly. And I could, if I practiced at it, probably could. I just got to get the sheet music. I cannot read sheet music for the life of me anymore.
It would take me a long time.
If you were to... I could probably figure out what notes go to what, but if you're like, hey, what key is this in? I'm like... I could hardly do that when I was in school.
No, we had to do that a lot.
Yeah.
I remember at one point when we got to a certain age, the chorus teacher... I don't think it was Miss Evans anymore at that point, but I think the chorus teacher was like, this is the new song we're going to do, and we're going to sight read it.
I hated sight reading.
And we had to sight read in all of our parts. Imagine a room full of kids, high school or middle school kids. You got your basses, your tenors, your altos, and your sopranos, and we're all trying to sight read this piece of music for the first time in our own parts. So it worked sometimes.
I hated it. We only really... Because like I was always good at like practicing and memorizing everything. I hardly ever like looked at my sheet music because you're supposed to look at the conductor. You're supposed to have it basically memorized. I was really good at that. But because we go to regionals and districts and stuff like that, we always were so bad at the sight because there was the performance section that you would always perform and practice, and then you'd go into this private room and do the sight reading, and that would
for competitions
and stuff.
Oh yeah, we did that too for a chorus.
Hated that.
Yeah,
we were always so bad at sight reading.
Oh yeah,
it was because like
God, I do miss doing that stuff.
It was fun, but like, I do miss the stage. The stage, like
I miss the stage too.
Yeah, for orchestra, especially when I was first chair.
Wow,
got all the solos because I was concert master.
Concert master.
That's what first chair violin is.
Nice.
Or first chair first violin is your concert master. Nice. And I was concert master for 2 years.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
String boy.
String man. Anyways, go ahead and wrap up here. We've gotten so far from the Christmas discussion, but
we'll talk more about it next week.
Yeah, next week we'll talk more about like Christmas traditions and all that. Christmas shopping. Oh,
no thanks. No thanks ever.
Yeah,
I'll do everything online.
Yeah, we'll talk about we'll get into that next week. But so we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode. Nicki Dimalanta, where can they find you online?
That radio voice still kills me.
Sorry.
Every time.
It's like
time. Every time. You can find me on Twitter at Dimmy, DIMMYYY.
As for me, you can follow me on I always do that. I'm not on Twitter anymore.
I mean, you kind of are.
I kind of are, but I'm really not.
Thanks, Elon.
Instagram and TikTok at Rogue Leader Drew. If you're listening to this on audio form, please follow the feed and rate us.
If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Click the bell icon in the lower right-hand corner. See we do things on the YouTube.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the RADcast. We'll see you guys next time.